We love to see it.
Video recording too, by the way.
All right.
So they can all see the lovely new shock mount and pop filter.
There we go.
Actually, you know what? We're going to go right into this because I have a kind of embarrassing story. So the shock mount is not new at all.
You've had it a while.
I've had it since I've had this boom arm.
God damn it, bro.
Now, I went to go put it on and I'm like, how the fuck? This thing doesn't fit. Like, I just looked at it. I'm like, it doesn't fucking fit. Like, it doesn't even fit in the hole. Like, what the fuck? And then I just never fucked with it. Right? Because I'm like, there's no... Like, because I looked at it a bit that day, and I just never went back to it. The other day, when I was putting the pop filter on, I'm like, I'm going to look at this shock mount again, see what's going on here. Right? See, like, do I need an attachment or what's going on? And I get looking at it, I'm like, oh. It's actually the ring part that it wouldn't fit into is two pieces that's held together by all the bands and everything, and you have to pull it apart and it like snugs around the mic. I'm like, oh, so it does fit.
It's like a little clip.
Yep,
it's a little clip,
so
right?
I put it on and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna put my pop filter on now and not talk about this until I decided that I'm gonna talk about it.
And that's a great way to start off the episode. Welcome, challengers, to Battleground of the Gods, a Smite podcast. I am your host, Dep Nation, and joining me today, we have Fro Double G.
What's up, everybody?
Nevea03 on standby as she works through her technical issues. Hey, everybody, how's it going? And we have J2Ruto. How's it going, man?
Hey, it's going pretty well. I'm glad to be a part of the podcast. Fun fact, this is actually my first podcast.
Oh, we love to be the ones.
I kind of figured you had already been on one.
Oh, like, no.
At least like a short one for like a D&D or something.
Yep, did a couple of D&D live shoots, but nothing of specifically dedicated towards podcast format.
That's okay. That's okay.
Well, J2Ruto, for any of our listeners who might be living under a rock, and myself, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Yep. So, hi, my name is J2Ruto. Basically find me anywhere on the internet at Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, basically anywhere that's involves a social media platform. I'm basically on. I'm one of the community streamers. This is my second year with Smite game, and basically looking forward to actually, doing a lot more this year on the channel and just growing the community a bit more. But I'm also on the side of content creation. That is of the gaming side. I also do a bit of tabletop role-playing games and basically being on shows that involve things like D&D or other ttrpgs. And also I'm a voice actor and just trying to get my feet wet in the industry and hopefully be able to get that first voice acting credit and be able to get some steady work.
I'm sure all of the listeners are like, there is probably like zero like wondering who fucking found this guy to bring him onto the podcast.
Yeah, that's a Fro. This is a Fro guest. I feel like we've all got a type of guest that we bring on.
Well, it's just like play Smite, ttrpgs, trying to get into the voice acting thing. It's like, those all seem like things we've been hitting on in past episodes.
No, one thing we always toy with every now and then is if we had our own announcer pack, or what would be the top 3 things that you'd be saying in the announcer pack. So,
oh, that's a great question. I know one thing for me is definitely where's my squad?
There you go. When you die, where's my squad? Yeah.
Yep.
That's perfect.
Another thing probably will be me screaming just randomly whenever do something that's not necessarily supposed to be done. And the next thing probably will be suck it up. I've been saying that awfully a lot lately, and I've been getting into the habit of saying that quite a bit after I get through killing with someone or basically just taking care of them and basically putting them away and sending them back to their fountain.
For Double G, if you had a couple Smite announcer pack voice lines, what would yours be?
Oh fuck, bud.
Putting you on the spot.
Mine wouldn't be. I already know mine wouldn't work though, because it probably would be like fuck bud, hose mad, and shut the fuck up and play the game.
Mm,
Oh, no defense in MOTD.
there you go.
Yep.
I
no
approve.
defense.
That'd
no
be the
defense.
load in. That would be the load in.
No, Jay's seen it. I've been as I told him like I don't do defense in MOTD. I don't do it. I don't do it. Our community don't do it. We don't do it.
Oh, I do it. No.
You
I
fucking
do it if
liar.
I'm not good at the god. If it's a god that I'm just not great with,
All right, that's
I'm
acceptable.
gonna build defense.
That's acceptable. Or I think Atlas is a good exception. I know a lot of people. Oh, Atlas damage is so good. It's not. Even when you build damage, you're not really doing
mediocre.
shit for damage. You're
Yeah.
not. You're really not. But, yeah, Atlas and why am I drawing a blank on the other motherfucker's name right now?
I don't know.
Oh,
Describe the god.
I would have said Maui. I would have said Maui.
Maui's an old pot.
Until I played Maui damage and I actually figured out like the flow of his kit, and I'm like, oh no, never mind. This guy is not a no. You can blow some motherfuckers up with Maui.
Yeah.
Maui does a lot.
Well, I didn't realize that the 3 was a stun, so I wasn't being aggressive with it at all. And then I realized it was a stun, and I'm like, oh, this changes things, because like then you don't need to charge your 1. You can just fucking in cooldowns, right? You can just fucking blah, bam 1, blah, bam 1, and just like it's oppressive. It's really oppressive and fun, unless you're going against the Maui. But enough about the MOTDs that I didn't play today, because fucking Siege is around this weekend.
Loaded in this morning. I tried to queue a match.
Also, I
was looking at it, and it wasn't there. It wasn't there. My mode of the day, cooldowns runneth over. Favorite mode was not there.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed. I'm like, who wants to play Siege for an extended amount of days straight in a row?
Yeah, like, or at least start it on a Monday. I feel like
exactly.
Like cooldowns runneth over has to have like I wonder now. I wonder what mode of the day has the best turnout. Because I'm just thinking it's got to be cooldowns runneth over, right?
I'm sure it is, because that's one of literally the most funnest game modes that are out of all the match of the days.
Oh, absolutely. An assault kill fest with low as shit cooldowns and a actually short game time.
I'll have
like
to
you're
say
not
that
in you're
the
not
fact
in
that
there
they've
for
kept
more
it
than
on
13
Sundays,
minutes.
right? Like consistently Sundays for it's been like 3-4 years at this point has helped.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whereas the other ones have had a little more flexibility.
Schedule
like
shift.
they've been pretty consistent, but not as long. And not as quite as consistently, honestly, until fucking Siege comes in.
It's
and
not
ruins
as
my
long,
weekend.
not as good. Siege every time. It doesn't matter what mode or what special mode they're bringing back. They always fuck over. Cooldowns runneth over.
Dude, I was so mad. I was so fucking mad. I woke up at like 7:30 on a Sunday. Naturally.
Yeah.
Like naturally and well rested, right? And you're
like, that's the icing on the cake.
And you're like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna hop on the Discord. I'm gonna at LFG, see who wants to play some games, right? Stoffmeister responds. I'm like, yo, I got to play a game with him, but besides yesterday, it's been a few months since Stoff and I being able to play. Me and him used to play.
Yeah, I haven't
together.
seen him in a while.
Hell yeah! And then Backlash comes in response, and I'm like, oh shit, we're gonna get Backlash.
And the whole community's together. Look at you go, bro.
The boys are back in town, and then we all get loaded in. We're like, MOTD, let's go. Where is it?
Where is it? Oh,
where is it? And then the mood just bam, dude.
Just a complete shift.
It's like literally you like insert that montage of the boys back in town, right? Fucking all getting together, going to the whole time. They show up to like the local bar, like yeah, and then it's like bar closed, cause like run down. It's like, oh, what happened in the 5 years we were gone?
Right.
I was so sad.
Yeah. Out of everything that I was looking forward to this weekend, playing Cooldown Runneth Over was one of those things, and I was just so disappointed when I found out yesterday that more likely it was going to be Siege, and just hopped online before hopping on the podcast, and confirmed that it was Siege, and I don't know what to do with the rest of my day.
Right. Oh man,
I love how there's another podcast out there. I'm not talking shit. That's all like going over like rank strategies and all what the pros are doing and all that stuff. When we're over here, like, no,
He's playing in the pop mode
MOTD,
of the day. Right.
MOTD.
Oh man. Well, Fro Double G, why don't you start us off on your games this past week?
I don't really remember my games from the past week.
Oh no.
And it's not necessarily all right. So I'll get it looking up, right? Because I was also ill prepared for this. And it's not that necessarily my games were bad. I just
they weren't
know
memorable. There was nothing special
memorable.
about them that stood out.
I've been trying, like, because mage ADCs are the thing, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, I'll try the mage ADCs. I'm a diamond Freya. And for whatever reason, I'm like, hey, I don't want to do Freya. Her early game's too rough. Level 2 ganks happen quite a bit, right? But just not on my side, right? They happen to me, just, you know. So I'm like, I'm going to go with someone a little safer. I'm going to pick Soul, right? She's because she can heal, blah, blah, blah. I'm not a good Soul. I'm not. I'm really not, dude. And I've been just getting utterly destroyed. And I don't know why I keep picking her in Run, thinking that, like, I'll do all right with these guys when I'm not good at either of those guys. Meanwhile, I fully enjoy playing Chronos. I'm one of the few people out there that's like, yeah, Chronos is fun. I like playing Chronos, right? And like I said, I'm a diamond Freya, and I don't want to toot my own horn. I think I do pretty fucking all right on her. But I'm tormenting myself with these other gods because I have got the mental going on that they're safer.
Yeah, I would say
they're all not safe. They don't have any escapes.
But they are safe. Freya is safe. That's the thing. She is safe.
She's got the
Once I get to level 5, I can whoop you.
Oh, level 5. Yeah.
I now have 2 seconds to get the fuck away from you, right? Assuming there wasn't any CC and I was able to do it perfect, right? We're doing perfect, right? Too. And then once you use your leap to catch up to me or whatever, if you didn't use that to initiate, I just whoop up in the air for 4 seconds, 3 seconds. So she's relatively safe. And then when she does land, if your 1 and 2 isn't off cooldown, assuming that you use that, that's why you had to run so hard. It's off cooldown now, and you just push them and bop, bop, bop. In 3 hits, you just took out 80% of that person's health. They're like, fuck, I have made completely, utterly bad life decisions, and they turn around, but it's too late because you're slowing them, right? She is safe because she just fucks the other person instead.
Yep. Exactly how it goes.
Sounds exactly how it goes.
But I pick Soul.
Everything perfect. You pick Soul.
But I pick Soul.
I mismanage that 3 so much. I never use it right. There's people that use it so good, and I'm like, fuck, they're getting away. And like that never happens for me.
I'll fail to recognize that I haven't cast it. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. If it's like because it's mid auto attack, right? When I hit the button, or what it is, it just like won't cast, or for whatever reason, a lot of times like I'll think I'll cast it, and then I'm like, oh my god, is this mute ever gonna happen? And I look down and it's not even going. I'm like, oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, the thing with Soul is after they nerfed her last season with having her 3 take a little bit longer to get into, it's about a second longer. That always throws me off in terms of I'm so used to casting it and knowing the exact time, and now I cast it and it's a little bit too late, and then all of a sudden I find myself dead because I couldn't get into the form fast enough.
Yeah.
See, I'm not even like super like good at Soul. Like I said, I don't play her a shit ton, so I just struggle. It's been a struggle in general.
Bro's just expecting to get an immune, and it never happens.
Yeah, it just doesn't. Well, it just turns out I never hit the button.
Right.
I'm not even getting the movement speed, nothing. I'm just like out here like brute forcing damage. Well, that's the thing. Like I'll use it and I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna preemptively use my 3, right? That's the part that kills me, is I think I'll preemptively have used it, and so I'll be all cocky, be like, well, I'll fucking go step up into your ult, bitch, let's fight. And then I just get blasted for a shit ton of damage. I'm like, never mind, I'm gonna turn around, walk away, I'm sorry. It's not fun. But no. I almost got a pentakill today in Assault on Kali.
Very nice.
At like level 7
attempt. Wow.
Yeah. getting a pentakill or getting a quadra kill on Kali in like the first like 3-4 minutes of the game.
That's tough.
No, well, I mean, yeah, it's tough, but you know how huge that is for a Kali player? Oh my god, the rest of the match, like, I still died quite a bit, but it gave me such a significant gold lead that I was able to just kind of, and level lead that up. From there on out, I was just like, hey, how about you? I run at you. Oh, okay, how about now I run at you? Like, I wasn't able to get a shit ton of kills. I ended 10-5, right? But another
That's
time I was at,
respectable for a Kali.
well, yeah, but you got to remember 4 of them came from the quadra kill, right?
Sure.
But that's what started it all. So there was a lot of times after there that I traded 1 or 2, 1 for 1 or 1 for 2, which is still all right. I ended up picking up another triple kill to end it off though, and then they surrendered. I'm like, okay, at like 11 minutes, I'm like, I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want anymore.
They didn't want anymore.
No, they didn't.
Too much Kali.
But here's the crazy thing: they had an Aphrodite that healed for 13,000. We had a Hell that healed for 11.5. Right. Everyone on the enemy team had between 1 and like 1.5 right from the orbs. Everyone on my team had like 2 to 2.5. On Kali, I had 6,000 healing. Right?
From your passive.
From my passive?
That's technically healing.
Yep, from my passive, because I was able to get quite a few procs off from it. From my benevolence, because I had a benevolence too, and I completely, this is a pro tip for assassins in assault. This is coming from your resident assault main right here. If you are someone that has shit clear, just don't clear and buy benevolence. Do not clear at all. Just don't touch the fucking wave. Your team will thank you. You're getting bonus gold, because I end up having like 2,500 more gold than everybody else on my team. Right?
Bro, you got to be careful saying things like this. You're gonna start like 5 people with benevolence.
I mean,
or 4, I guess.
It happened and it got nerfed. Like, it's already been nerfed.
Like a season.
It'll still happen.
But because I think only one person can get the gold benefit now, or they tweaked it so you can't multi-stack it like that. But
okay.
Yeah, so you get the heal, right? And I also, at one point, because I got the significant lead, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the start, I took 300 and I upgraded my med right from the get-go. So at like 2 minutes in, I had an upgraded med and I just had everything going for me. And it was like, I feel bad for them because, like I said, they killed me 5 times and I was the highest amount of deaths on my team. Everyone else having like 3. It's not like I was feeding again.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of times they like shoot through my health bar. I'd get a reset, or I'd get my ult off, or I just wait 2 waves and I'm back at it. Here we are again. And again, Kylie's got lifesteal and shit too on her too. People forget that. If you hit someone with your lash, her too, like you get lifesteal against that. Anyone who's been hit by that. Yeah. Kylie's good. I like Kylie. And in case anyone forgets, I'm actually a Diamond Kylie on PlayStation. It's kind of one of them, like
a good old PlayStation.
You wouldn't expect Fro to be a Diamond Kali player, but yeah, back in the PlayStation days. I just don't play her often. We're in such a weird meta right now. We really are. Anyways, Jay, how have your games been this week?
Haven't been too bad. In terms of games that I played, I just been on Smite heavily. Did expand out a little bit early part of last week. It's been a lot of weeks of the first for me and kind of a lot of things popping off. Played a tabletop role-playing game that's coming to Kickstarter later on. And it was actually a paid experience for me, which it's one of my first paid experience in the ttrpg industry. So it was kind of a cool experience to get a chance to experience this new game that someone's worked hard on and basically wanted me to come on stream, basically represent and basically allow for other people to see how it interacts and see how they can
allowed to name
interact
drop
with
it. You can just say what it is.
Yeah, it's called Guns Blazing. So it's basically a TTRPG set in the 1900s, and it deals with kind of a little bit of geopolitics, but it's mainly you're just trying to stop things that are potentially going to happen from happening, and basically just working around that time period and things that are kind of going on, and I'm just kind of working around that. But it's actually a pretty cool
Yeah, I'm
TTRPG,
not
and
gonna lie, that sounds
the character
dope.
that I play,
Yeah, that
yeah,
sounds pretty sick.
yeah, the character that I play was based off of, because I have to tie everything back to this mic, off of Baron Samedi, and it was just
Ooh.
overall a pretty cool experience just to be able to kind of get into the game that's just new and basically going to come to Kickstarter and eventually get sent out to the public. And basically, it was a nice new experience.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that sounds really fun. Because like,
Yeah.
I know
It
there's
is.
like the Call of Cthulhu esque style, right? But I know
Yep.
that's more like horror focus, which isn't really my thing. And the era it's set in, like, I don't have that romanticized 50s era glasses, right? And like,
Right.
I don't like the like technology that's almost good. You know what I mean? That type of era.
Right. Right.
But I've always wanted to be in the like.
Wild West.
Well, I never thought about Wild West, and he didn't quite say Wild West. He said 1900s, right? Which
Right.
technically is the Wild West, but most people don't click that
I mean,
together
like, it doesn't
mentally.
have to be like West proper, I suppose.
No, right,
you know,
right. But that is relatively about the technology era you are, and
Yeah.
no, that sounds dope. I'm not gonna lie, sounds fun.
Yeah, it was a great experience. Overall, enjoyed it, and hopefully get to do a little bit more with that game in the future.
Absolutely. Well, if you ever need some more people for tests, Fro Double G and I can make ourselves available, I'm sure.
Yeah, as
Yeah, I
someone
definitely would.
who's DM for Dep, I do gotta say it is nice that he actually like puts work into his character. And
Oh yeah.
Well,
it's never
Fro's
it's
like,
never
hey, I
a
need some
requirement.
history on your character. I came up with like a history for like his entire clan.
That's the way
came
to
up
do
with
it.
so yeah, he came up with so much history for his character's backstory in the dwarfs that his history, I just took it and I'm like, no, this is just the this is the whole continent. This is it. Like this
Yeah.
because we weren't taking place on that continent. But I'm like, no, I'm not adding to it. You've created enough for me, thanks. I'm just gonna glue it right in there. Thanks, appreciate it.
Oh yeah. I go all out.
And again, I am a little biased, and I don't think it affects the game at all. It does not affect the enjoyment and all that. Well, it does affect my enjoyment slightly, but it doesn't take away from it. People don't do it. But voices. That does the voices. That's always nice.
Mm-hmm,
Oh yes.
Gotta get it. Well, and it's a way to like differentiate between me saying something and my character saying something.
Yep.
So they need to have a character voice.
I just hate to say it
Yeah,
because I don't want to make people feel required that they have to do it or like make it feel like you're taking away from the enjoyment, right? It's definitely one of the things like you're not taking away from it at all, but it does to me add to it.
Absolutely.
It does. Yeah, it's like you want to have fun with it, and you basically want to, whenever you were delving into a world that's of make believe, you basically want to basically get into that character and try to see the world through the character's eyes. And I just love being able to not only tell a very detailed backstory, but also being able to kind of create this character and make this character their own, and seeing how they interact in their own right with different characters that I'm playing with.
Oh yeah. Well, that gets into the whole voice acting thing too, right?
Yep.
Like, figuring out, okay, what's their motivations? How would they say this? Like, what's their past? How would they react to this thing? Like, would they say this a bit more angrily depending on what's going on? Like, it's
Exactly.
fun. It's fun stuff.
You know what's
Yep,
actually
it just
really
adds
fun?
nice-
I gotta suggest this to you.
Oh,
If
here
you
we
have
go.
a few voices that you can do, or like you could just kind of swap it out for your actual voices, which I did because I'm not like super talented by any means. Have a character, right, that he's got a certain voice, but he's actually faking it, right, until he gets like super pissed off or like caught off guard and shit like that, and then you can just use your normal voice. And like I actually did this with my one character. It was like he would always kind of do a bit of talking like this, and he was rather smooth until you kind of pissed him off, motherfucker, and then it's done, okay? And then like he just hard switched to my voice, but like he just That's the only time as to when he got mad or like caught off guard. Otherwise, this is how he speaks, and everyone thinks that he's a real nice guy and he is a friend. We are a friend, yeah. That always cracked me up, especially because in that one I wrote a backstory, right, and the DM didn't want to do the voice I had, but to also make it fit why my character does that voice, and his parents didn't. Like, well, it's not his actual voice. He was a tiefling who was adopted, so it's like he wanted to feel like all aristocratic and shit. So he just
he wanted to feel prim and proper. Yeah.
Meanwhile, mom and dad like, that's not how you talk, but whatever.
Right.
All right, I guess one more question.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Well, we do questions, right?
We do questions. Yeah, we
actually
pepper them in there.
Only when there's guests here, we really do questions.
We get off track when we don't have questions.
That is something we do. Yeah, we just get off track. What is your either favorite or worst, I guess, or worst character death you've had?
Oh, in terms of D&D?
Yeah.
I haven't had I've been fortunate enough not to have a character death.
Ooh.
But in my last campaign, which it was kind of it weighed heavily on me because I grew so attached to this character. The first character that I named are made and basically played with, and my first ever D&D campaign where I live streamed it, actually came pretty close to death, and he's basically was on the verge of dying. I had a teammate who had everything going against them, all the disadvantages in terms of rolls, and it came down to one death save. Either he was going to save me with that death save, or he's going to be able to stabilize my character. And so he made the roll at a disadvantage. And before I let you know the results, which you should already know the results. The first character that he was there was two of us down. We were in a party of 3. 2 of us were down. He was alive. The battle had commenced, and so he first tried to basically stabilize the other character. Well, he's at a disadvantage, so he ended up killing that character by rolling a nat 1 and giving him 2 death saves, and it eventually led to that character's death. And then he proceeded to work on me, which I was like, please don't touch me. I'm
don't touch me.
Yeah, I'm trying to rest myself. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah. But he ended up rolling pretty well and ended up saving my character, which there's a clip I have somewhere where just made me jump out of my seat, cheering joy, because I really thought the character was
get up from your chair and you dance around the room a little when that happens. Yeah.
Yep, but that was the most joyous experience. And overall, I didn't ever see myself playing D&D and becoming so attached to the character that I was going to be sad if they would die or actually be that much invested in that character. But with that character, I was actually on the brink of losing it because he was on the brink of death, and I was just so worried, concerned about him. And overall, it ended up working out in the end, which I was happy that it worked out for. But it definitely showed me that I am attached to these characters that I created and put time and effort into.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, time and investment, right?
Yep.
And it's like, look I made this thing. This is my thing that I made, and then someone's trying to kill it, motherfucker. No,
exactly.
Only I can kill them.
See, I've played it a lot in the DM seat, so like I have more of the like players that like I don't want to say I've killed because I don't do. We're not playing against each other. I'm controlling the things you guys are trying to kill. That's it.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite one I'll start with my least favorite, right? And I brought this up on the podcast before, way back when, but I killed my boss, his character, and my daughter's character in the same night.
Wow.
Like, was it session 1, session 2 of the campaign?
It was early.
Oh my God.
Session 2?
Yeah. They were goblins. It was goblins, man. They got surrounded by goblins.
Well, no, wasn't it the head crab?
Hmm. Head crab.
Yeah. It was like some mind flayer pet thing that just like ate her brain.
Nope, that was the other character.
Oh.
My daughter died twice in this campaign. That was an intellect devourer, by the way.
There we go. That one. Yeah.
I know it makes me sound horrible, but it is also a 2-year-long campaign, and bad decisions were made.
We did go for 2 years, yeah.
Yeah, bad decisions were
So
made.
Well,
I'm taking notes now.
it's one of those
pro DMs. One of my games. Make sure I I'm stacked with what I have.
Well, I do not pull punches, right? I
no.
just I don't do that if that's what the dice are saying. But I try to
here's
make
the other
things
thing.
fair. And like Intellect of Hours, they died to Intellect of Hours, which are challenge rating like what, 1 or 2. They're rather low. They really are, and they're rather squishy. And I presented them when they were at level 8. It's just it got, you know,
were we 8?
You were 7 or 8.
That early?
You were well above
that
them.
early.
It was
that
late.
Early? No,
was
that was
late.
early.
It was late, Depp.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't know. We were also playing into the our characters don't know what Intellect of Hours are.
Yeah.
And so some got too close. Yep. And then
that's
RP kills characters. I hate to say it. RP is what causes characters to die.
Yep.
Because you're like, oh, my character would do this. And it's like, well, that's not technically the tactically advantageous thing to do in this situation.
Yeah.
But
and that's kind of the thing. That's like this literally squishy brain with legs just kind of hopped on them, and they don't know what's going on and how. Yeah, it was unfortunate. And then the other one was a bit of a failure on my part. I was trying to do a semi-esque chase-like scene, and I give my players credit. They ran the first 2 times, but the third time was supposed to be the charm, but the third time is the straw that broke the camel's back. So they went last stand, and I went, no, last run. Fuck. Yep. So there's 2. That's the day that 2 people died. It is a bit of a failure on my part. That's why it is kind of my worst ones, because like I killed my boss, I killed my daughter. I feel like I didn't communicate this was supposed to be a chase sequence enough. Yeah. But my favorite one so far has been with a what is it, a wild magic barbarian, or the wild rage one, the ones that they cast like random shit that happens.
I can't stand wild magic. That's one of my least favorite effects.
Yeah,
I had a confusion spell that basically left me confused, and we were going through the midst of battle and just trying to fight off that confusion spell because one of my wizards had wild magic, and basically it made the whole party confused. It was Water's Altar death.
It depends on which table you roll from. Some are not fun. But I don't mind them for the most part. It depends on your campaign setting as well. Like if you're trying to play like a gritty, like meat grinder type campaign, no, it's just going to destroy you constantly. But if you're trying to play a bit more of a whimsical, like they can be great. They can be. That's what this one was. It was because I was a one shot, and I had one stipulation. Everybody had to be a barbarian. That was it, right?
Oh, okay.
And so they all picked a different barbarian subclass, and one of them was the wild mage barbarian. And it is a bit of a misruling that I did because I misread it. I'd never played with one of them. No one had ever played with one of these guys before. But one of the things when they rage is they shoot out a laser. We misread it. I thought it was straightforward and hits everybody in the way. It doesn't. It actually, like, you pick a target or something like that. But again, because of the misreading, we thought that it just blasted, the people in the way. And we dead ass thought that this dude just raw ulted his teammate as a dragon was like blocking the path. And dude, all of us are howling laughing. And the other dude's getting mad, dude. He's getting mad, but we think he's joking, right? We think he's just kind of like playing in character, like, oh no, my character's back. I can't fucking believe this. This is bullshit, right? We think, he's just kind of he's actually mad, but we're fucking we're actually dying laughing because we're thinking he's playing into it, and we're posting against the shit, and he starts just raging, and it was so funny. Once he got all calmed down and like we realized he was actually getting mad, we're like, we're sorry, man. Like, we're not trying to like, but at this point, like, we were too far gone in the laughs.
That's too funny. Goes into rage, Ronald directly in front.
Just fucking dropped his teammate. And the best part is like, it was in like a dragon's den too, and the dragon had its mentality, right? because they could have fought and killed the dragon if they wanted, but their mission was take a sword. But I knew the dragon was like, his mentality, right, was not necessarily kill everybody, it's get these people to leave. And if he can take one for a meal, that's good. So once the one dude went down and he saw they were running, he just walked over to the body and like, nope, this is mine. So he's like super mad too, because like his character's not coming back. But it's like, that's just not how the dragon would work though. Like he just wants you fuckers the fuck out. Like he didn't really notice you take the sword. He just wants you gone. So anyways,
and this has been the D&D portion of our podcast.
Yeah.
Any other games this week you have to speak of?
Outside of the ttrpg game, I've just been pretty much on Smite, and have just been playing nothing but Smite.
Respectable. Well, my games this week, there's two of note. The most recent one, this assault, we rolled in with 4 Guardians and a Thor. Team rerolls, we get a Hunter and a Wukong in replace for 2 of the Guardians. And so I'm thinking, okay, this is a pretty good mix. Enemy team, 4 Guardians and a Hunter. And they just slowly push our shit in bit by bit. I'm like, and they had the better healer. And this comes down to my gripe with the assault healer classes. Make it a mirror match if you're gonna have a healer. If one of the teams rolls a healer, just make it a mirror. Because if one team's rolling a healer, both teams are rolling a healer. Mirror match would solve it all. It would just make it 1,000 times better for everyone involved, because then you can say, oh, you had the exact same opportunities we had for healing. It's RNG on the rest of the team. But
my problem is you're still going to get people that bitch about like Chirons and Cupids.
Too bad.
No, I don't have a problem with it. My problem is you're going to have those people who still have a problem. Like I'm okay with the mirror.
Cool. Those people can complain then.
No. I'm just saying, like, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But it's just like I can already tell, because there's people who are still already salty about it. There's people who like we need to have micro tiers. That way, if you get half healers, count this person as a half healer. It's like, dude, are we not allowed to have sustain in the motherfucking game? Like, I've heard the argument about Ares 2 gives HP 5, count Ares as a healer. It's like, yo.
What?
It's just sustain. Is there not allowed to be sustain? Like, there's a difference between sustain and healing. Like, there is. And by the way, that shit gets affected by anti-heal too. So,
yep. The global anti-heal affects your HP 5.
No, it's just because there are people who want it like, well, this person has an Ares and they give HP 5, so we should be given a Isis or Iset who also gives HP 5 because of her passive. It's like
one's an active ability, one's a passive ability. So then you gotta set those two apart, and
it's too much.
That's too much. Make it a mirror. Make it a mirror for the mainstream healers, and then everyone else suck it up, Buttercup.
Well,
that's all I got.
Is Shiv a mainstream healer?
No, that's bullshit. That should not be classified as a healer. That is the largest pile of bullshit. Ares is a healer before Shiva's a healer.
Oh, now we're back in this, right?
Yeah.
Because you want to hear something. Here's something I find even weirder, right? Shiv, healer. Iset, not a healer.
Both have ultimates that give a heal. Yeah.
One heals for a lot more as long as you auto 2 fucking minions.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an odd one.
Yep. So that's one game of note. Is my assault. The other game of note is an arena game I did it was either Monday or Saturday evening. Picked up Baron Samedi, having a great old time. pulling people in. My team was on it this match too. I don't know what it was, but we were all working in sync. It was just a solo queue game, so I don't know if they got the message or if I got the message, but I was doing everything right with Baron, and my favorite thing in that match was the enemy Kabrakan coming in with his walrus hands at my teammates. I pop up into the ult and I start pulling him away from them. And he must have been so mad being unable to catch my teammates. And then his one would run out and I just hit him with the coffin. And oh, it was a time to be had. But Baron Samedis are my pick for the Diamond Challenge this time around. And I think I'm like 4 worshippers away. Like that was a 40 worshipper game. I had 950, and it's just like a single queue with Baron will get me there. And I haven't done it yet. Why? I don't know. Like it would be easy to do. I could get him diamond in the drop of a hat. You know, I don't even have to win in the game that I play him. I just have to pick Baron, and then he's diamond, and it hasn't happened yet. So like there's been an entire week between that game and now, and I don't have him diamond yet. So
I got roasted for my whole mages don't feel the best comment right now.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Mages are apparently amazing right now. Actually, mages do feel pretty good right now. Vulcan does not feel really good right now. And Vulcan at my point, or at that point, was pretty much so most of my mage play. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see that.
We'll just see. Okay, so tablet, right? Tablet's the thing right now.
Oh, okay.
So
it is. Yeah.
The turret doesn't give a fuck about tablet. Turret doesn't use tablet.
Right.
Meatball is okay. It's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah. The backfire's decent and all that stuff, right? And they can use it, but when you got other gods out there like Merlin, who's using tablet on 19 abilities in 5 seconds, and you got like Morgan Le Fay, who's like, let me just throw these 3 at you, and then I'm going to do it again in 3 more seconds, and then these again. And meanwhile, it's like, yeah, I backfired you. And then they ran right past that turret. They didn't give a single fuck about that turret. As a matter of fact, Zeus and Najah are strong right now. They actually enjoyed I just threw down a fucking turret.
Yep.
And then I die. Yeah. Great. So, yeah. I have been playing some more mages. The mages are good. Vulcan doesn't feel the best right now. My Diamond Challenge has been rough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll say compared to the other mages, he definitely would be towards the bottom of that list in terms of actually being able to be effective with them. The only thing that I feel like he has going for him is his ult does a lot in terms of damage and just being able to chunk squishies, and if you're Poseidon, potentially one-shot him. And basically, that's the only thing I feel like he has going for him, and that and potentially his meatballs and just being able to backfire out of roots.
Yeah, but...
Yep. Yeah, that cripple-free backfire, because it's an unintended movement ability.
I mean, yeah, the meatball's nice, and yeah, his ult is high damage, but there's other high damage ults out there, and there's other non-ultimate abilities that provide CC attached to other gods with more impactful stuff right now. It's just the turret. It's just the turret being blown up instantly and being ignored by everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like Vulcan, like is a huge part of the what's Blazy Bard call it? Jiminy. Like if Jiminy's useless, that's just part of his kit that's useless now.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Nuwa minions are strong.
Okay. I feel like you should get something. You as a player, if I have Nuwa launching minions at me and I'm killing them, I should get a little bit more like experience or a little bit of gold. If Kuzuo is sitting here spawns after me, his kappas, I should be able to get something off of killing that thing. It should be
You
like
get
a.
stacks.
I feel like it should be.
You can get stacks. If it'll proc
I need more
items like sentinels and all that. So like theoretically it can help. It's just like Nuwa minions. I think Nuwa minions are the best example because they get a little oppressive, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
There's just not much you can really get from them because the problem they don't want that
taking abilities is bullshit.
It is.
Well, part of the reason why they don't allow that is because they don't want people getting salty and then feeding the enemy team XP or gold. Like because that could take inting to a whole nother level, right?
Right.
Yep.
Just constantly throwing minions, yeah.
That because then it also is kind of like because we were complaining about Contagion about the whole it's counterintuitive, right? Because you get punished for playing properly, right? It'd be the same thing where it's like every Nuwa would then have to really, really consider sending her minions out because if the enemy killed them, you're giving them gold or something.
Right.
So that.
But I will want that so I can stop getting beat up by our clay minions.
No, I'm with you. Don't get me wrong. Maybe I was trying to think. Maybe they could somehow incorporate a way that if you were to kill off 2 or 3 of them, you do get a small heal. But then I'm also trying to think how they would word that in Nuwa's pass or in Nuwa's kit without people reading it and going, "Well, fuck this god then."
Killing 2 or more minions provides bonus healing. Almost like what is it? Like a Asclepius passive. Gain that sort of benefit. For like the next 5 seconds. I don't know.
Why are pets just an annoying mechanic?
Listen, the most bullshit thing is Bastet cats not taking ability damage for one of their tokens. They don't. No. Bastet cats run through a fucking Kukulkan tornado and they still have the 2 dots above their head. Calder runs through Kukulkan tornado, motherfucker dies.
So what you're saying is they need to buff Calder.
They either need a buff Calder or
no.
nerf
I was kidding. No,
cats.
that's stupid. Don't buff Calder. Remove Calder from the game.
Calder.
Calder does so much damage if you do it right.
He does.
I don't think that. Okay, actually, now that you say that out loud, it should definitely remove a hit token, right?
Yeah, at least one.
Well, that being said out loud, it probably shouldn't kill Calder either. It should probably just only remove one.
It might remove one. I'm just like extrapolating to be extra. It probably it's one token per ability hit. Although I don't know if ring bounce then. Because ring bounce can go the fuck off on Calder. And that's bullshit.
And ring bounce can just fuck off in general.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Calder's all the way 55 units away on Neja. Neja hits Calder with a ring bounce. Ring bounce travels all the way back to Scotty. I don't care how you do it. That's just how it feels. Same thing with Zeus Lightning. Always against me, it can reach. And it's like, why is it still hitting me? I'm not near anybody. Until then you see that one teammate that's like hugging you from behind that's like just out of your camera vision. And you're like, son of a bitch. Get away.
Nothing's more frustrating than seeing the enemy Zeus, and like especially in Assault. I play a decent amount of Assault, right? Seeing the enemy Zeus, and you're like, nah, I ain't gonna walk up there. You think I'm fucking stupid? Like, nah. And you're like, you guys are having this like eye contact, and you're looking at each other, and you're like, nah. We both know I'm just out of range. And then here comes your Tweedledee fucking dumb fucking or ally. Hey, what's up, guys? And then just detonate, and you're like, oh, fuck me, okay.
Zeus says, you've activated my trap card.
Yeah, right.
Or better yet, whenever you have a Zeus that actually sends out his lightning, zapping the minions, then you have a teammate that walks by, gets hit by lightning, but instead of staying where he's at, brings the lightning to the team, end up bouncing off of us.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Pro tip: if you ever get hit by Zeus lightning, walk to the fucking minions. Like Zeus lightning prioritizes minions over allies or over gods if it hasn't hit one of them. So walk towards minions or shit like that. Also, another pro tip: I know a lot of people like to split up, right? Which is great if you guys are already close to being at the edge of splitting up, right? But if you're not going to be able to get out of range, stay grouped together, because then you can split the damage amongst all y'all. There's so many times I've seen it where they split up and then all the damage gets concentrated just on two people as it bounces back and forth between those two, and then they get blown the fuck up. And it's like, if you would have just put a little bit of that and let it do the thing, he only would have got one charge on all of you except for the one dude who got double charge, right? But instead he's like, no, he got triple charge on both you guys. Which we'll call up Blaze McBain to do the actual math for us here, because I'm no mathematician, but it involves multiplication and adding stuff together. So I'm going to assume I'm probably right on this one.
There you go. Always assume. Yeah. Always assume you're in the right until someone can prove you wrong.
100%.
And then still die on that hill. Still die on that hill.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I just don't know. I know there is like multiplication and all that, so I don't know how much it would actually save on it, right? But it is, I do know for a fact that it is better to spread the damage, right?
Yeah.
That's just in general. But to give the amounts because of how the charge multiplication and all that, and how much 2 to 3 times actually better to do this, I don't know.
Right.
That's why I'll get Blaze in here.
Well, and
we
hired him for a reason. Protections, right? It depends who has protections too.
Right. Yeah. There's that.
Yeah. Right. So.
But if you are spreading it out amongst everyone, you're guaranteed one of those fuckers that got protection. Versus, it's always the two squishies. That's the thing, though. It's always the two squishies. Right. The ones that go fuck off, like, and get caught.
At least one squishy. Yeah.
Also, Blaze isn't here. He decided that, like, hey, he wanted a tree to go through his hometown or something like that.
Yeah, power outage apparently. Pretty wild. But why don't we move on to some of the guest questions we got here?
We do have some of the guest questions, which I need to pop
have
up
some
on
of the
my
guest
phone. I got
I'll start off. We have
Please
community member iVidium asking, you just won the lottery. What's the first thing you're buying? You just won the lottery. What is the first thing?
Oh, that's a good question. I think the first thing that I would probably buy is go ahead and buy my house. Just go ahead and get rid of having to pay for anything that is attached to me living in a home. So just go ahead and paying that debt off, and making sure that
clearing off the debt.
Yep.
Paying off all the debt. Hey, house, here's my 130 remaining on the mortgage. This is mine now. Goodbye, bank.
Yeah. I don't need you in my lives anymore.
Right. Okay. Solid thing. Mr. Man 77. Next guest question. What is your most hated?
No, I'm not accepting that answer. I'm not accepting that answer. Look at all the shit behind you. And your hat and your shirt. You ain't giving me no I'm fucking paying off my mortgage answer. What are you buying?
What are you buying?
For the audio listeners, let me clarify. He's got some fucking, I know that's not Sasuke, but I don't remember the dude's name. A dude from Naruto poster. Yeah. He's got the Naruto cloud neon sign. He's got there's just a lot of Naruto
a little
stuff
chibis. There's some Naruto going on.
Yeah,
listen, he's getting a full authentic Akatsuki outfit.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're over here like, I want to pay off my mortgage. Meanwhile, you have one payment worth of Naruto stuff just sitting behind you.
Right.
I definitely would get more weeb things like, I could go for another katana or get some sort of
getting a sword. What a purchase!
No, he said another. Another means
another, which means he has more than one. Yep.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
actually one behind me.
Now that you say it, I see the handle poking out in the bottom of the
There's
poster.
the handle.
Yep, right there.
Now I got to ask, because I've brought this up also because I've been looking into HEMA a little bit. Is that like an actual usable practice one or just decorative?
No, there's an actual katana. Like
Nice.
the tip of the blade point is actually sharp.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that was my first adult purchase after getting a new job during the course of the pandemic.
Well, I also
Okay,
just know
yeah.
that means the difference between it costing like $30 and $300.
Yeah.
Yeah, first adult purchase, that was definitely 300. Let's be right. But he's like, hey, now I can afford that $3,000 one I've been eyeballing.
Yeah.
It's gonna have its own little shrine and everything.
Yep.
I may have a $3,000 sword picked out if I ever get extra money. Just saying. It's a beautiful, beautiful long sword.
It's gonna dream big.
Dream big. I don't think I have any swords picked out. I might have to do that. I did say if I ever got a sword, I'd want it to be who's Frostmourne from the Wrath of the Lich King, Arthas being the whole World of Warcraft nonsense. But Frostmourne would always be the replica sword that I'd want. Don't know how much it costs. Haven't looked into it. Don't have a place to put it, so I'm not gonna get it yet.
I just pulled it up and I just see one that come for 1,500.
Okay, that's respectable. There we go.
Yeah.
For a replica, that's not horribly bad, honestly.
Yeah.
It was just because they are like ludicrous designs.
Oh yeah, it's complete bullshit. Like the design of this sword, like it's not anything that anyone would use in reality. I don't think so. But we love that for us, and we have Mr. Man coming in with our second question. Now that we've got our lottery purchases out of the way, we have Mr. Man saying, "What is your most hated god in Smite and your most loved god in Smite?" And then the third part, who would you like to see added to the game?
Ironically, I told J2 that they usually don't ask questions like this. I'm like, hey, we got guest questions, but they're usually not Smite related really at all. So don't worry about anyone asking who your favorite or least favorite god is.
And then the next 4 questions are Smite related. Next 5, they're all Smite. The first one was the only unique
they're
one.
Smite related, but not like, hey, when did you start streaming? Hey, what's your favorite game mode? You know, things like that. Like very basic one. I suppose these are rather basic, but like the other ones are like Smite related, but not
kinda. Yeah.
Yep.
So we have most loved, most hated, and wish list god.
Okay, so the most hated is a toss up between Kuzubo and Neith, just because I can't stand both of their presence. Neith, being a hunter that she is, I just can't stand Neith. Every time I'm playing a game with Neith in it, I can be on the totally different side of the map. There could be a fight happening in mid, and all of a sudden I'm just randomly getting Neith ulted on the other side of the map, and I'm like, I'm not even involved or doing anything to anybody. I'm just over here minding my business, trying to get my farm. In terms of most love, I'll say it definitely would have to be Hou Yi. He's my most played god. Speaking of games, I've actually had a game earlier that yesterday that was kind of the most satisfying Hou Yi. I did the most satisfying bounce that I have ever done on Hou Yi, which was normally I like to line out my bounces, but with there was a Danza backing on the tower. I just randomly went up the tower, just shot off my ricochet, ended up bouncing off the tower and killing the Danza, who was basically backing with 1 HP. So that was the most satisfying thing as a Hou Yi player.
Catching up back with a bounce. Yeah.
Yep.
That's the realist. That's great.
Yes. Yep. And in terms of gods, I like
it. It was definitely fun having you on here, but I didn't realize that you were just kind of a piece of shit. First off, Neath is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with Neath. And
everybody's a diamond Neath, but it sounds like he was being focused, so he has a reason to hate Neath.
Well, I mean, maybe. And Ho Yi's for people who don't like fair fights. Let's be real about this, right? Like, why can't I crit you? This, take the gloves off. Why do I have to wear gloves? You don't have them. Why do I have to have them? All right, that's all I got to say about that.
I love it.
I used to pick Ho Yi when I did comp. I used to play Ho Yi so I didn't have to play against Ho Yi because I hated playing against him so much. It's like it's bullshit, dude. Like you crits off the table if you're going against Ho Yi. Like you don't have the option. And it was a crit meta too. So like obviously he shines in those.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Yep. But in terms of guys that I like to see added to the game, I don't know a guy specifically, but I do know I want to have I want more voodoo gods in the game that can because I like the voodoo pantheon, and Baron Samedi is awfully lonely by himself. I feel like there's a lot of things that Hi-Rez could bring to the game by bringing in more voodoo gods. But so I would like to see more voodoo gods added.
Going off of the god release teaser, I definitely think we're getting, what is it, my mom Brigitte? Baron's wife. I think she's actually
Madam Bridget, feel like, for those who can't do it very well.
Yeah, but Madam Bridget. I think that she's got to be one of the ones coming this year. So you're gonna get that wish for one more voodoo god.
Yeah, there's been some rumblings, but yeah.
And if I'm wrong, you can come back on the podcast and say, "Hey, you were wrong." We'll schedule you in for next year.
We won't. Unfortunately, we won't refund your money though.
We won't refund your money, but you get all the bragging rights.
Dog. Yeah, the Voodoo Pantheon is just so cool, and I love to see what they can do with it. And also, you can play on the whole Mardi Gras New Orleans type theme by actually being able to kind of mix that in with the Pantheon. There's a lot of New Orleans culture that could be bought into Smite if Hi-Rez plays this pretty nicely with bringing in more voodoo gods, because voodoo does have quite a bit of ties to the New Orleans region and New Orleans culture, and I definitely would love to see a little bit of that happening.
Listen, all I'm saying is if we get a Creole crocodile skin for Sobek, I'd be okay with that.
Sobek does have some pretty nice skins.
Oh yeah. What
do you mean by Creole crocodile?
That's all I mean. Creole crocodile. Maybe that's for the Smite designers to figure out. I just think it would be a catchy.
Are you asking for the crocodile from Princess and the Frog?
I haven't actually seen that one, so
get the fuck out, Depp. Get the fuck out. You cannot be requesting for a Creole crocodile and not have. I can't even.
That's what it is. You can't even on. Well, why don't you even us the next question, Fro?
All right. What the fuck's the next question? All right. If you had the choice to either be the best at Smite or lose everything, so you're the best at Smite, but you don't have a penny to your name, or never play Smite again and get everything you ever. Yeah, and get everything you have ever wanted.
Oh God. Let me answer this question carefully. I don't want to be called to the principal's office Monday because
right.
I mean, I do like nice things, and by my setup, I do like weebish things. Being great at the game is nice and all, but I need to be able to live comfortably and for the things that I need. So I definitely will have to go to the answer of being able to afford everything that I have and everything that I want, but not being able to play Smite again. Yeah. It'll hurt my heart dearly, because Smite is literally my favorite game and my number one game that I've been playing for the past 6 or so years. But overall, I just want to make sure that at the end of the day, I'm living pretty comfortably and I can buy anything that I need to buy or want to buy.
Here's the thing. I would choose that, and then I'd get really into watching SPL, I think. Because I can't play it, But that doesn't mean I can't be a super fanboy for the game.
Yeah, and I can also hang out with other streamers and being able to donate
Yep.
money to them and support their dreams.
Exactly. See? It's giving back to the community. It's not never playing the game again.
Yeah.
You've activated our trap card. Nice try.
Also, trap question, because if you became really good at the game and lost everything, you no longer had anything to play the game on. You wouldn't be able to play Smite either.
Yep.
Oh, that was from the Bidoof King,
yep,
aka Batman.
Oh, that's Batman?
That is Batman, right?
I hate nicknames.
Batman.
I hate
that's
it.
Batman.
I hate it. Just put your regular names.
Next, we have Amberbug asking, who is your favorite SPL player and why?
Ooh,
I guess I really did just read the non-Smite questions, didn't I? Like every other one. Like, okay, I apologize. Normally we got people like
right
Coffin
now,
Monkey, like, hey, would you fucking adopt, kill? What is it? Adopt,
we
kill,
haven't had a good Coffin
shelter.
Monkey's animal shelter in a while.
Yeah, sorry. We have someone who normally comes in and will ask, like, you gotta leave, what is it? Fenrir, Beset, and Cerberus. Or that's what Cerberus, Honor, and all them at the shelter.
He picks between the different animal gods.
Oh, God.
And he does, like, adopt one, kill one, and then what's the third option? I feel like I can never remember.
Leave it at the shelter.
Oh, leave it at the shelter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
God.
we have other people who are like, what's your favorite soup? And just like shit like that. Sorry.
Right.
Which we love. We love.
Sorry, Spectrum.
Anyways, back to the questions that actually were asked. Amber,
favorite
Bug,
SPL
who is
player
your favorite
and
SPL player and why?
Right.
I probably would say, I mean, I'm an ADC player through and through. I love watching ADCs that are in SPL. I'm going at it, but overall, I'll probably say it's Barracuda. Barracuda is pretty solid in terms of being able to kind of be that person who not only is friendly and overall a pretty great person by his appearance, but also being a good player and solid overall. You can always depend on Barra to kind of be on a team and do what he needs to take to get done in order to either try to pull out a win or try to hold down his lane to where his team doesn't necessarily need to focus on trying to basically their attention to his lane. They can focus attention elsewhere on the map. So overall, enjoy watching Barra. And then the thing that I love the most about watching Barra is whoever he's paired up with in terms of support. Those two are pretty much together and are in it. And pretty much I love to watch his relationship, especially with him and Jeff Henla. Just being able to watch their relationship and how those two played together overall was a pretty great sight to see. And I love watching him and how he interacted with Jake coming into the league and being able to take someone who's new to the league and has a fresh perspective of the league and kind of being able to take him under his wing and be able to kind of help mold Jake into the support that he is today, and just being able to have that leadership that he needed on the team, his team, to be able to kind of help his team move along in terms of development.
Heck yeah, man. Great answer.
Thank you.
Excellent answer. All right, next question, I suppose. Keep this party rolling. The Big Red asks, what is one from the past in Smite that you wish they would bring back? Oh gosh, what is that even?
What's the one thing?
Listen, I can't proofread his questions before he types them. All right.
Hasten Fatalis. I've been saying this for the longest. I need it back on my hunters. I need to be able to chase down and run down someone with my autos while not taking auto penalties, because I'm actually hitting autos. I need that back in my game. I miss it. Bring back season 3.
And what is it? Golden Bow?
Yep.
No.
Golden Bow also.
It wasn't gold. Oh yeah, it was Golden Bow. Hold up, never mind.
It was Golden Bow.
You said Golden Bow, and I just immediately thought Odysseus Bow. And I'm like, no, that wasn't it. That wasn't it.
Oh, no. That wasn't it.
You got Golden Bow, Hasten Fatalis, and then Frostbound Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Yep.
You didn't run all three at the same time, but the different times you had the Frost Tails build and the Golden. Oh my god.
Yep.
For those who don't know, Golden Bow was super strong because it gave you AoE auto attacks.
Think Golden Blade, but for hunters.
Yeah. And it worked on all your auto attacks. It was disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that was back before Cleave was on like half the warriors and like hunters like Ishtar existed.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways. Last question.
You got this last one?
Questions. Oh, this is a trick, Depp. You fucker.
Yep.
This is Sasquatch coming in again. Back for a second helping of questions. If you could bring any fictional, literary, real-life being to smite as a new god, who or whom would it be, and what would their class be? So any real-life person... What's that?
Oh, real-life person or fictional person?
Any real-life person, someone from fiction or fantasy. They're basically saying anybody. Anybody at all.
Anybody. Anything...
Okay.
Regardless of like it being like, oh, that's a god, I suppose, right?
Yeah. So I'm pretty big and I've been doing quite a bit of reading with the Trials of Apollo, which is kind of part of the Percy Jackson series.
Okay.
And so if anything, I would love to see High-Res play a little bit more on the demigods and being able to introduce that half god, half human aspect. So I definitely would want to bring in Percy Jackson. And I would want to bring him under. I don't want to just throw him in the mage category, but overall, I feel like he would be either best suited. I feel like he would be best suited within the mage category with just his abilities in general and just how he is able to kind of interact with nature and just being able to draw his powers.
Okay.
I have no idea what Percy Jackson can do.
So the it's actually pretty wild because so every book series the author introduces a new pantheon, and like the idea is that like, okay, for Greek it's Zeus, for Roman it's Jupiter. The idea is that Zeus is Jupiter. It's just like different facets of their same personality, right? Although they do have the different characteristics, but it's all still like linking to the same like deity. So depending on which, I guess, god you're the child of, you have powers that associate with that.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure I'm getting it all right. I haven't read these in like probably like 8 years or so.
Yeah, and I probably would.
That didn't clarify a fucking thing of what any of his powers are, though.
Yeah,
well, so he's a child of Poseidon.
Okay.
So he's got water powers.
Yeah, I probably would throw Percy. Going back, I probably would throw him into the assassin category because he does carry around a sword that he utilizes, and he also can utilize or be able to bend water to basically control it and do whatever he needs to have done with it.
Oh, wasn't he also like dipped
I've only
in the
ever
River
seen
Styx?
the movies, and I know that's a horrible representation. So that's like I have
the movies weren't
the first movie.
Yeah.
So it's like
I guess I haven't seen the other movie. I didn't know what the other movies were. But yeah.
Yeah, so I just had no idea.
No, it's an interesting universe if you want to get into it, Fro. Would recommend if you got reading time.
I don't,
or you can listen to it on Audible.
I have been reading.
Oh, it's on Audible?
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
I have been doing story time with my kids lately, and we've been reading Neil Gaiman's Norse mythology. That's been rather enjoyable. But okay.
Yep. Next one. Why don't we?
B, you're stuck on a desert island and can have one item. It can be any item. What is that item? And it's not necessarily a smite item.
Off the top of my head, I just go to a bow and arrow. Just because I'm overall, I title myself as the resident ranger because I play a lot of rangers and D&D. I love hunters. for some odd reason, I love the aspect of the bow and arrow, and I think overall it'll help not only keep me protected, but also be able to procure food and procure meats that can hopefully keep me sustained and be able to kind of help me out when it comes to just being able to live on the island, survive.
Heck yeah. I was thinking sat phone, but
Oh,
that's
or
right,
that,
right.
That's a
or
Call
fucking
someone to get off the island. Just
that's fucking cheating, but I like it.
right.
Uh,
I'm teasing.
you fucker. That's a good idea.
Right?
I said
Shit,
desert, by the way.
I
It was
got a cell phone,
deserted
but its
island.
battery's dead. Oh no.
Like technology, what is that?
Right. Bow and arrow, I'm gonna hunt everything down on this island until I'm the apex predator.
Yep.
And couple more of the memeer questions here from Sasquatch. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Mm.
Homemade vanilla. I'm a purist when it comes
Ooh.
to vanilla. I love everything vanilla flavored, including the scents, and overall, I love vanilla. Lavender probably will be a close second.
Ooh, that's
Just
vanilla
because,
and then lavender.
yeah,
That's quite
just
the
because
choice.
lavender, it has the taste of it, how it actually smells, and that's the one thing that I loved about it.
Yeah, I could see that. Taste associated more with smell. Yeah. Okay.
What bowl? Cake cone or waffle cone?
I would say a waffle cone.
Motherfucker out here with a vanilla waffle cone. Respectable.
No waffle. Yeah.
Yep.
Tony the Tiger is retiring from being the spokesman for Frosted Flakes. Which Smite God should replace him? And what would their catchphrase be on the box? And then he misspelled there. Great.
Oh, I would say out of all the gods.
You almost got to
I
pull up a
thought,
god list, right? Like, hold on now. Who would be the best one for this? Okay.
Don't say on her. That's too lame.
Yeah.
yeah.
Catchphrase, don't even know her.
Ah. That's a good one though. I like
I probably would say it's and I know this is counterintuitive to what I said earlier. I probably would go ahead and put Crucible on the box of Frosted Flakes.
Okay.
And he can have a catchphrase. He says a voice line such as "I'm sorry, I'm just so hungry right now." I think that could be the catchphrase for Frosted Flakes.
Okay.
There's a lot of branding opportunities off of utilizing Crucible and his hunger.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think who would I pick? That's a good Let's start replacing spokesman with Smite characters. Who's hmm. Hmm.
Actually, we might have to do this for another. Write this down.
Yeah.
Write this down, Depp. We're gonna do this for a
This
future
might be
community
a
challenge.
CC. Yeah, community
Yeah.
corner.
Write that down. Write that down.
Yeah,
Exactly. No, this is a good one.
I do like.
Look at
that.
you, Sasquatch.
Probably keep you around, bud. We appreciate it.
that's the sole reason why.
That's it
You
right
would have been
there.
kicked out. I would have dropped the ban hammer. You would have been out of here, but the good ideas keep coming. Oh man. No, that's good. And I think that's it for our guest questions. All right.
That would
let's
be
see.
it.
How are we doing here? We're at about an hour and 20. I feel like that's a good spot to
It feels like it's coming to an end, so that's
it
usually
feels
when
like
we
it's coming
come
to an end.
That
Yeah.
means I got to
And
do thank yous then,
J2Ruto,
huh?
while you pull up the thank yous, Fro,
I was ready,
J2Ruto,
Depp.
why don't you tell us where we can find you on the internet? You got any links, any plugs, any of that stuff? Now would be the great time to do that.
Yep. So I appreciate you all having me. Overall, it's a pretty great first podcast experience, and overall, I enjoyed it, and being able to just get into the questions and being able to kind of think outside the box and come up with the answer. So I greatly appreciate it. But you can find me at Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, basically anywhere that involves a social media platform. You can find me at J2Ruto. That's J2Ruto. And then I also do stream on Smite Game several times a week, so you can also find me on there. Basically yelling at my teammates and overall having a great time.
All links will be in the description.
Yeah. All right. Fro G, you got some thank yous for us?
I do have some thank yous for us, Step. Thank you to all of our wonderful patrons that help us improve our podcast. Blaze, who is not here, again, he thought that a tree flying through his town and back porch was important or something like that. Decided that wasn't going to show up. But he now has the upgraded mic setup, same setup, so we are all on the same setup now. Thank you all very much. As any video people can see, I got the new pop builder. That's all thanks to you guys. Thank you very much. Hopefully you don't hear as many mouth noises.
And hopefully Fro doesn't slap it around like he used to.
I will knock the fuck out of this goddamn thing if it opens its mouth. I swear to just fucking knock. Anyways, thank you to all of you wonderful patrons. Ariel Steel, Spestus Dog, Bria Chia Pet. Dude, you got to let me in on how to pronounce this name. Please save me. Weatherman Keith, Jade Flag and Baseball Griff, Bombi, Danny Boy, Caveman, Neo, Coffin Monkey, CDR, Let's Gilly, Snorlax, Weatherman, Audio, Sir Ember, Sir Embers, K Brojo, Famous Freak, Stoffmeister, Backlash, Sadons, Dr. Godfucker, Lantern, Reese, Warlord Yo, Bats Kid, Echo Dunk, Doc, Necros, Outerjo, Riggs, Dracon, Glen Wiggle, Granny Boys, Camo Hoss, Void vs. Void, Enbright, Sloppy Satch, Scion Gemini, Batman, Sandman, Aquasoft, Kilowatt Man, I'm a Hater, Mr. Man, Colorado, Amberbug, Folk Hero, and the Big Red. Thank you all very much for your support throughout the years.
There we go.
Manly heart hands.
Manly frozen.
We were requesting some manly as fuck heart hands because you weren't given any last week. That's all we got.
Well, alrighty.
Goodbye.
That's all we got.
Thank you, Jay.
See you, everybody.
Appreciate you being here. Audio has stopped.